Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy Podcast with the Traders, thanks to Sportsbet.
G'day with the Traders, I'm Roy, I coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of, well, probably shouldn't be that up and about, the Warn Dogs, but the season's over, so I'm happy.
100%, and Calvin.
Coach Calvinator.
Yeah, boys.
Yeah. Season is over, 2021, what another big year it
Massive
was.
year, frustrating year, bloody frustrating year, wasn't it?
Yes. The ups and downs that we are to expect in fantasy, and even more.
But awesome round of footy, though, to finish off.
It is. Bloody
Oh, how good was that?
So good.
And some epic finishes, too, for fantasy football as well.
100%.
So many finals came down to the wire, all those little head-to-head matchups. Crazy weekend. So, Roy, tell us about your weekend, because you are the only winner out of the three of us sitting here at the moment.
Boy, I kept a lid on it all season. As much as I shared my pain in Classic, my draft team ticked along okay. And number one pick I had for draft at the start of the year, our Bacon Cup Cash League, and it was Max Gone who stepped up on the big stage for me with a thumping score.
How about that?
Unbelievable.
How about that finish? That plus 12 at the end.
Yes.
Not just for the D's to get themselves top of the ladder.
No one cares about that.
That could have dictated things, especially
100%.
in draft, obviously, with...
Well, you're exactly
you've
right.
Probably wasted, some people thought, their
And
number one pick there.
Exactly.
Goals are worth 10 points.
I know.
exactly.
I know. It was just, it had everything. I was sitting there on the couch by myself, cheering that hard for so many different reasons.
Okay, so you're telling me you are now in charge of the point scoring system.
It's scary, isn't it?
Isn't it, dog?
Because I was
You
the
better
little
be
one
smart.
poking and prodding you, do it, Cal. Do it, Cal.
And look what I've given you a win.
I know.
It's a
You
great
have.
scoring
Roy's
system.
a good traditionalist.
I do have a bit of that in me. I've got a bit of nutcase like Cal, but I've got a lot of
Well, you get to
traditionalists like
organise
Dog.
our draft day.
Yes,
It's exciting.
I know.
Weekend
Bloody
away,
oath.
isn't
It is
it,
a
this
weekend.
year?
Oh, can we go anywhere?
Yeah,
we
next
can.
suburb.
Yeah, we can.
No, we
We're
can.
right.
Plenty
No,
of
we'll be
places
right.
in Tassie we can go.
So what do I have to do? I've got to organise where we do it, how we do it, and rule changes.
Yep.
And
collect some cash.
And draft
And
order.
Draft order. Oh,
Wow.
It's a lot
what a lot of
Do a
responsibility.
better job with Cal came.
Hey.
Bearing gifts this morning, distributing the cash. We
cash.
got a prize for the highest score of the year. Cal gave that to me, and I've gone, oh, you beauty. I did have some
You
good
did
weeks.
have some good weeks.
I wasn't, though. I went through. He stuffed up.
Gotcha.
You couldn't even get that right. Yeah, where's the bloody hidden camera
That's
on that?
a bit harsh.
It
That's
was.
very
That
harsh.
nice. I could have bought me my Palmer and pint today for lunch.
Could have. You're definitely right. So anyway, I'm a bit excited about that. I feel like I was due for a win. It's been a couple of years.
Yeah.
Haven't won one. Back on the board where I should be. Now, Classic.
Yes.
Boys, we had a decent finish. Like,
Yes.
our rankings all suck.
Yep.
Me the worst. But as far as scores go this week, you know, every week I've talked about having at least one round.
week, yep.
Well,
You
I
had
kind of had it. It was, I think I was top 500 for the week with my 24.55.
Nice.
So there's my week. I'll take that.
All right. Just over 24 for me, 24-14. But, dog, you couldn't get there, mate, and you're in the lows.
I am, which is
Finishing in the
devastating.
lows.
Devastating.
Oh, no.
And you know, and the worst part about this, I actually went up in the rankings, so
Right, okay.
it wasn't a bad week, my 23.51.
Okay.
But
That's not the worst part about this.
But-
I've just remembered
It's over
something.
100 points.
I have been defeated in the Bacon Cup
Oh, God.
Oh, what? Yeah, that's
Classic
right.
Oh,
Grand
no.
Final by Cub, who has a rabble of a team. No, he's actually got a very good team.
he's got a good team.
He's got a very
I
good
saw
team.
you trying to... You tried everything under the sun.
Oh, I had to.
You
'Cause I
were
was-
reverse rocketing people.
I
You were
was-
hoping tags worked.
It was-
foul
I
play.
know, that's what he does.
I had to try anything, and it was awful, but the Warn Dogs really didn't step up, and there's some players that are under the gun.
Okay.
Not good.
Roy, this is not the worst part about it. I've just
What?
remembered something. So remember it was last year or the year before we did a show. We went to Adelaide and we did Perth as well, right?
Yeah.
In the pre-season, early on in the year we did this. I had to wear the vest on the shows because I was the last one in the vest.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You did too.
I did.
He
That was
made
because
you
you
do
had
that.
the
Made me.
most.
No.
Yeah, because Roy's got the most.
No.
So I didn't lose that.
You're only
out.
as good as your last game.
That's what he told me.
Right, we're playing some finals fantasy,
I'll
boys.
tell you what.
I'm going to make up a spreadsheet and we're going to play against
I
each other.
feel like I'm going to hit the preseason with momentum now.
Dog's not.
That's all I needed.
Yeah.
Dog, you're coming off a loss and 100 points down.
Here it is! That's what you did, Jenny. You stuck it right up them.
Right, let's stick it right up. And who wants to go first with their +3?
I want Roy to go first.
Please.
When did this happen?
Oh, my God. And this hurt me in my bloody final too.
Yeah, me and Cub talked about bringing this guy in a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
And it paid off.
Far out it did.
So this guy was never... This wasn't even me pulling the wool over eyes and lying about my trades. It was one of those...
Like I normally do.
Yeah, like I normally do.
Yeah.
Things were happening through the round, and as I always cop all the injuries, unlike you two.
Yep.
I copped another one, and I was like, who can I afford here? Jordan Dawson.
Yeah.
I've had him for about 3 weeks.
Okay.
Now, what a time to stand up when I'm totally defeated
Yep.
in terms of my coaching for the year. I said, boys, do you want to play for me or do you want me sacked?
Yep.
Jordan said, I want you next year.
Oh, right.
158.
That's massive.
Jordan Dawson. Do you know what he looks like?
No, not really.
I'll have to introduce you because that was massive. And, Dog,
I was
I
watching
feel
that.
sorry for you because that would have been hard to
Even
watch.
if he got 100, which he would have gone, oh, that's overs.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
so big.
Wash your mouth out with soap. 100
How many-
overs for Jordan Dawson.
How many hundreds have you got out of him?
That'd be the first one. Well, no, it's not. It'd be the second.
But that's elite.
It's 158
It's a massive, massive score.
on
Cow.
grand final day. Have a medal.
Where'd yours go, Cow?
Well, mine went to Big Maximus.
Oh, yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
Okay, we all know what he did, how he ended the game, but we haven't seen a score like this from him
No.
from a long time.
No.
Actually, some scores are pathetic. I
Yeah.
think I've been giving out -3s to him.
Yeah. Do you know what? A reflection of that, I didn't even put the C on him in my draft.
Oh, wow.
Final. Yeah,
Right.
because I just thought he played really well when he played Geelong earlier in the year.
Yep.
A good captain score.
Yep.
But like you just said there, the bad scores, that could cost you a GF.
Yes.
So, yeah, I didn't even go with him.
He was actually unique. Cub doesn't have gone.
Doesn't he?
He had a 139 sitting there. Still got
Man,
beaten by
you guys
100.
must have had it.
Got beaten by 100.
Oh, okay.
Not good.
Dog,
game, I was
do you have
gonna
any
say.
good players?
No, I haven't filled that section in on our Google Docs yet. No, because I was lazy and haven't done it yet. But where I was going was Friday night when I still had some hope in my
Okay.
fantasy team.
Yeah. Oh, you started well.
I did,
You
because
stuck into favouritism
I
after
had
that.
Lockie Hunter rack up a ton
Oh, my God.
on Friday night football.
Hunter.
Up against Bont, who only had like an
Wow.
80 or something, I think.
Did you see Bont start?
That's why the
Yes.
odds shifted so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You would have
No.
been all
I
dimply.
was up and about just thinking.
I reckon because Hunter did what we
Ordering my
thought.
T-shirt online.
I can have it now. Hunter did what we thought he should have done the last couple of months.
Yes.
Didn't he?
And he looked good.
Those +6s.
So, anyway,
he was
he's-
running all over the place.
Yeah, they were our +3s. I've got more of these.
It was the most disgraceful display I've ever seen.
Because it's just not acceptable.
Where can I start? I've got a lot, actually. I'll
Oh, he's
scroll
grabbed
down
the
my
phone.
list.
got
Look
the
out.
phone. Here
It's
we go.
dog time.
Dog hour.
Yeah, from the back line, J. Crisp, 62.
Oh, wow.
See?
L-
Can't be trusted, that man.
L. Whitfield, 65. Jeez, he's been bad those last couple of weeks. Like
Yep.
when he was the right answer to pick.
Yeah. Were either of those unique?
No.
Right.
That's all right. So not
So
too
it's
much to win
okay.
about. What was unique? In the midfield. D. Hull Parish.
Oh,
Seriously.
What was he doing?
He was
Nothing.
what we picked.
Yep.
This was our big grand
Yep.
plan.
Yep.
We're going to get
Bargain.
a big score from
What a
him.
matchup.
Him and Merritt are going for their bloody 75 touches
Yep.
between
we didn't
them.
even get too caught up in the fact last time he scored 150 against them.
No.
The matchup, what they've been letting people
Yes,
do.
yes.
Absolute dreamboat
Yep.
of a matchup.
Can I say, though, he was not top 10 Calvin's captain.
No,
Stace Parish,
I know, and I
because
respect that,
this
Pirate.
is the kind of thing that he does.
Yep. Yeah, you said that a few weeks ago,
Yep.
Yeah.
that he is now an untrustable.
You can't trust him.
So,
Untrustable.
great work
And guess
by you.
what? He's on the never again
Yep,
list for
good.
me. Under no circumstances.
He's done it to me 2 years in a row.
Yep.
Right.
2 years in a row I've been dumb enough to fall for
And
that.
into the ruck line. Brody Grundy, 61.
Oh, dear.
That's not good.
No. So who are you giving it to?
Gosh,
who
this is
gets
going to be
it?
a tough call for you.
No, Darcy Parish. You can't pick up a bloke and get a score that badly when he was who...
He had
like
half.
That was, half of what
we expect.
I would have ticked off.
Yeah.
Let alone-
Guess what? in my draft win, I forgot to say, and credit to Touk, he's had an outstanding year. Probably deserved to win both our draft comps. And he's
sat on top of keeper, sat on top of the normal single
bridesmaid in both, unfortunately. But he gave up his VC of Zorko and ran with Darcy.
Oh, no.
Captain.
Sometimes you've got to risk it to get the biscuit.
You do.
But that's a little bit too...
If he had a decent captain, would have he beaten you?
Oh, I wouldn't think so. Still would have slept a little bit better.
Right, you blokes want to give any away, or are you going to be happy with
You've covered them all, dog.
Yeah, and I'm
Parrish
just going to back you up on Parrish.
Yep.
3 times Parrish. You've got Parrish? Did you pick him this week as well?
No, he's lived the time.
So he pretty much ruined my season last year. This year...
So you picked him up for top dollar, got rid of him.
Yeah, and got him back in for a pinch hit at the end. A pinch hit. Combine that if you...
Yeah, no, I've combined those words together. Don't you worry about that.
Dasshole.
Yep.
Right. Nah. All right, well, the season that was, boys, I want you to scroll back and have a look at what your round 1 team looked like.
Oh, I can't wait, dog.
Let's have a look here.
Going to be sick.
Who lives in your team from your round 1 side? We all picked Rory Laird.
Yep, he lives. Well done. What a great year.
Yeah.
Yep. No other defender lives for me.
Not another defender for me either.
None for me either.
The midfield. Zach Merritt sat there all year for me.
Can I just say, and I think one of you guys share this, a hard luck story, which was basically the story of the year, that Hayden Young pick was a good pick.
Yep, he was awesome.
And he's come home like a steam train.
He sure has.
Losing him early at that price, that didn't help anything.
Yeah.
Agree.
Sorry,
Stuart was there until a couple of weeks ago. That was unlucky as well, I guess. Doherty, season-ending injury.
He was good.
Merritt and Taranto are my midfielders that have lived.
Right. Walsh lived for me. Roy would have been the same for you, wouldn't he?
Merritt, Walsh, Taranto lived for me.
Yeah, they're my 3 as well.
Oh, look at Rao there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Started with ruck. Started in the ruck with Grundy, but he went out and came back in for me. Would have been the same for you guys.
I've got Max. I started with Max.
I started with Max and Flynn.
Yep, same.
Yep.
Max and Flynn, yep, same. And then in the forward line, DeGoey.
DeGoey's the same here.
He was my F1 there, but he went out and in as well, so that hurts a bit. And Hines.
And Hines stayed for me too.
Yeah.
Geez, he tried to get out a few times.
He went for me.
So I ended up with 6. 6 players from my initial team.
Yep, 6 for me, and DeGoey did leave and come back.
Yep.
So
Mine's
5 lasted. That is just disgusting.
It's not good.
5, that is not enough.
And we normally start the season, you look at it and you count how many keepers you've got.
Yeah.
Yes.
And normally you want about 10.
Yeah.
10 as a minimum.
And we nailed 6.
That's gross.
And that's injuries as well.
Yeah, of
like
course.
That's where it was. Like that first week of injuries that we copped there, I think it was Dangerfield suspended round 1, Rao injured, so we copped that off the bat. Then the second week, Jai Caldwell, and you missed Jai Caldwell to start with. So you jumped on and copped that.
Oh, how did I last all the rounds? I
don't know.
No
You've done
idea.
well to be here today,
Goodness
Roy.
me.
And yes, we had a lot of ordinary ones there. There's a lot of bad ones there as well.
Well, that's true.
Some of those bad ones to start that we had. So, let's start from that forward line and go P. Dow, Paddy Dow.
Oh, gee whiz.
Tricked into that song, by the song. Tom Phillips, well, he scored, I'm looking at this, he scored 87 in round 1.
Yeah, we would have been happy with that.
He was an awful pick this year.
Oh, I mean, he started well, but I've got... Why do I do this stupid stuff?
Who have we got?
Fantasia.
Yeah.
Oh, you've had Fantasia. He was Roy. I tried to tell you that.
Yes, I know. But I got the blinkers on. I don't listen. Bergman should have stayed in the team all year.
Yep.
He was way too good to be in and out like
Finished
he was.
well too.
Yeah.
Jordan Clark.
Flinny started with a 99. That was good.
Big boy McAvoy. He served me well through my time.
He's definitely on your players trip,
He's definitely going. And Caleb Daniel, I started with him as well.
Yeah.
The small potato. Remember that little patch that he had?
Yeah, he had my VC by the look of it, round 1.
Yeah,
111.
Yep.
Jordan Clark.
Yep. That was bad. That was a bad pick.
Right, now the next question here, dog.
Right.
I might get him next year, though.
Based on what you're looking at here, never again list. Is there anyone this year that has put their hand up to be on the never again list?
Some blokes that if they would have to be very, very cheap for me to pick again.
But you can't do it.
I'm not doing Darcy Parish ever again. 2 strikes is enough.
Yep.
You are
He just can't play with a full midfield.
No,
That's the problem.
head tilt gaff.
Yeah.
Never again
How
for
many?
me.
You're the one with probably the never again list.
I've got him. Dangerfield. And I stuck to it. And And I stuck to it because he was there.
He was
going, Cal, come on, pick
Yeah,
me.
100%.
And I was like, not happening, Paddy.
No.
And it didn't.
We
So
need to be stronger with that
We
stuff.
do.
Now, DeGoey was putting his hand up for never again list
Yes.
halfway through the year, averaging 60 to round 11.
What a return. What a back half.
He's gone from the never again to the must-have next year. He's come home aavaging 100 and something, hasn't he?
I don't want to say it, but
Priced very cheap.
Brody Grundy,
Oh, Calvin.
I've had enough.
Have you?
Yeah, I've had enough, dog.
So, okay, you got to stand by this?
No, I'm not enough.
Price of 106.5 next year. I think he's a lock as your R1.
I think so.
Not
Hey,
necessarily lock.
you know what so we're jumping off topic here a little bit, but I was thinking about next year in that ruck department.
Yep.
So Bruce is back, the one that we
Yeah.
wanted at the start of this year.
Thankfully, he didn't play on the weekend.
Thankfully, he didn't play on
So
the weekend.
He gets that
But
30% discount.
I've got concerns there. So
Yeah.
he seems to tick a lot of boxes. He's so cheap.
Every year.
because what we saw this year,
Yeah,
rotation.
their rotation. Mummy, well, he won't run around one
No,
more,
no,
will he?
no.
That'd be dumb.
But Flynn, he was outstanding.
Yes.
Briggs, he more than holds his own.
I reckon Briggs is off somewhere.
There's trades.
Brisbane Lions.
There's
I reckon,
trades
is the
there.
hot
They
shit
have
there.
to because he's too good to be a third string ruck.
Yeah.
He's well and truly ready to hold his own. But I don't know, just that revolving door there in their ruck department, and justifiably when they can all manage to do a good job.
We'll talk some more like 2022 stuff probably soon.
Oh, that couldn't have come quick enough for me,
Our
to be honest.
Heads will be there. But to finish 2021,
Yeah.
holy hat, the finish of the season, the race for that $60,000 Toyota Hilux came down to, well, there was no uniques of the top coaches in the last game of the round. So it came down to the final of the finals bound Bombers team against they're there and here. Boys,
That's
they're here
exciting.
at York Park, where we have our office.
Yep.
I am sleeping here all week for
I
this.
don't blame you until
I'm
we get
so
kicked
excited.
out of our own office.
Anyway, it came down to that game, and in the last minute or so, plus sixes to Nick Hind and Steele Sidebottom, who hadn't scored a heap either.
Is that what did it?
That's what got Ashley's Bombers over the line after leading the last few weeks as well.
Wow.
So a massive score, 49,430 points altogether, 6 points ahead of Kyle's team, who came home like an absolute
6
steam train.
points from the car.
2,572 points this week.
Well, it's bigger
Kyle
than yours,
scored.
Roy.
And Ashley's team, 24-20. Massive. Massive score, but yeah, a ridiculous 152 more points got Kyle into second place, 6 points behind.
Wow.
But then just 11 points off the lead was James's team, Gorringes and Lemons. Very good name.
Great
by the
name.
way.
Well done.
They had a massive value. $19 million, 552,000. All the other teams are 18.5 up there.
Gee,
Kyle's team was
that's
18.9, but ridiculous. We might have to catch up with James in the pre-season to find out about
that's
how
amazing.
you build a team value like that, because it was
Just nailed
epic.
the picks, didn't he?
An epic finish there across the board. So 11 points across the top three. So Ashley will be driving around in a brand new Toyota Hilux,
Far out.
$60,000 worth, over in WA.
Of
We'll
course.
have to get to WA, the capital of fantasy football
Yes, it
in
is.
Australia.
They just know how to do it.
Amazing.
They'll be able to see you over there, dog, in your vest, walking around the streets.
Not happening.
It is happening.
Not happening. No, seriously, I'm.
Let's
hot
do
tier.
the show off the back of the ute.
Yep.
Dog in his vest.
Yep. Be great.
Beep, beep.
Cool. Top 100. They all got hats, and
Oh.
great to see messages all about that on
Yes.
Twitter last night at the end of the people that got there
Yeah.
and
Well
or
done.
held on or jumped
be a
in
good
there
feeling.
at the end. Yes, one day we might get one.
Maybe.
Bit of a shout out to Oliver's Winery. Ethan, who finished 10th, was leading for like the most weeks of the season and did a massive.
Well done for hanging in there. It's
massive
hard
job.
to be at
It
the
is.
front.
Yep.
Yeah, so huge. And we also have Haz's Hawks that finished 8th.
Okay.
Harry Edwards.
Oh, Harry!
Oh, West Coast Harry Edwards.
West Coast Eagle Harry
yes.
Edwards.
That is awesome.
That is
A
cool.
massive thing, and we caught up with him earlier. 8th overall for the season, Harry Edwards. Welcome to the AFL Fantasy Podcast.
Nah, thanks for having me, fellas. Absolute pleasure.
Mate, you are, well, actually, you're first. The highest ranked AFL player
Yes.
in AFL Fantasy. That would be feeling pretty good, wouldn't it?
I reckon.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. I don't know how many do it. There's probably not too many floating around. But, yeah, to take that title's pretty good, I guess.
Hundreds of them do it. There's heaps of them in the closet.
Oh,
You're just up there at number 8, so you're loud and proud. What are you going to do with that hat?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I'm going to be parading it around all off-season, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Don't know when I'm going to get a hold of it, but I'll be wearing it a lot.
It'll be very good. So your team there, Hazard's Hawks, actually. So the Hawks, and you've got your little Hawthorn jumper next to it. You're a Hawk supporter.
Yeah, so that was my team name from when I was about 12 or 13. And I came out of retirement this year, thought I'd give it another crack. Left the team with the same name, and now I've got to show it off to everyone.
And just quietly, you were the highest ranked Hawthorn supporter, so therefore you win a Hawks jumper, I think.
No way.
I'll be hanging that up on the wall.
Oh, that is so good.
Oh, magnificent. So let's talk about your side here then. It's obviously finished the season quite well. You had a nice, round 23 score of 2,472, so you beat all of us. What went right for you?
Well, this week I had the vice captain on Touk Miller, who would be my MVP for the season. So that, I think that was one of my biggest calls of the year. I got him in quite early. So he way to the end.
Nice.
So I'm pretty happy with him.
Now, your teammates, you do have one in there in Alex Witherden. He scored a 94 for you, but he's a good fantasy player back there in that back six with you.
Player.
Yeah. He was. I had myself in there at one stage.
Oh, did you?
That is epic.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I did come in halfway through the year, I thought, I might be able to get a few dollars out of myself on the bench.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And how much? You should have researched this. How much did you make? Did you make yourself a few dollars?
Yeah, I did. I reckon I made myself like 130K, I reckon.
Oh, you're a bloody legend.
Dog, he's up to 366. He's gone up nearly 200K for the year.
Oh, that is
Bloody hell.
That is that good. So, hang on a second. How many people have won a hat after owning themselves? This is just absolute
next level.
fantasy royalty, mate.
It's
This
good.
is so good. Oh, man. Good on you. So, who'd you get yourself out for? Can you remember?
Oh, no, I can't remember. It was a while ago, but I knew I was getting dropped that week, so I just thought,
Now I am looking here at the Michael Barlow medal. You did poll votes twice, a 2 and a 3, so you got 5 votes in the end. So that ranked you
there you go.
28th overall of the cash cows of the year in the coveted medal. So,
mate, I'm happy with that. Us key defenders don't get much respect in the fantasy game, so poll a few is quite good.
You've proved them wrong, mate.
Yeah.
No, we're very stoked to have you and to see how you went for the year. But your starting side, you're pretty happy with what that looked like in round 1, and what sort of changes did you make early on in the season to get yourself ranked so highly, or was it about a really good start? What was it?
No, I don't think I started that well. So I think one of the big things, I avoided a lot of bullets early. So people had like Matt Rowell and people like that I just didn't start with. And then coming into the buys, I was ranked all right, I think, like top couple of thousand. And then I had one of the buy rounds, I came like 12th, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And then it just all started from there.
Now, did you think you were a chance to win the car at any point? I did receive a text message from Alex Witherden, actually. He was a little bit nervous about going, can an AFL player win the Hilux?
It's a big question.
It's a big question.
Yeah, mate, a couple of weeks ago, we were all sitting in the change room talking shit about it, and all the boys were just like, nah, mate, you're going to have to donate that if you win it. Because I thought I was a genuine chance a couple of weeks ago because I was coming in hot.
So did you look for Witho in the bloody final game at all to get him an extra +6 along the way?
I think I did actually kick it to him once or twice.
I
love it.
No, I wasn't looking for him.
No, of course not.
No.
Well, you look like you're on
you
look like you're on the other team anyway, or not on the right team, because what was the go with your jumper? That made the bloody Twitter was lighting up about that.
Oh, I have no idea. We were about to run out, and I looked down at my jersey. I'm like, what's going on here? Why is mine different to everyone else's? So talk to our property guy, Teddy. I'm like, mate, can I get a different one that's the same as everyone else's? He's like, and he goes to get my spare, and it's the exact same. I'm like,
It's a little bit of bush league stuff. It actually reminds me of when we have to fly over to Perth and we go over there, and we might have to catch up with you this year for a live show next year when we do a live show, but we have to give Calvin some colouring in things. I thought you might have got a bit bored on the flight over and started colouring in the eagle on the front of your jumper.
Saw a few people saying that. Made me look like a bit of an idiot.
Mate, you're a legend. Well done, Harry, on your awesome performance this year, and we look forward to next year. Now you've got to go a few spots better.
Yeah, hopefully I can drive home in the car next year.
Now, mate, you just have to ask Jake Waterman what our live shows look like over there, and make sure you get yourself a leave pass to hopefully have a couple of cans with us, because those shows get loose, and it would be great to have you on next time we're there.
Nah, awesome. I'd be happy to do that. Sounds wicked.
Legend.
Lock it in.
What a legend Harry is there. I reckon he'll be wearing that cap at training every day of this
So he should be. That's a good story. That's a good story.
Yeah, it would be nice to have a little number 8 next to it. But any number would be good. But, Cal, what about the coaches or the coach that just missed out?
And that's it. We introduced this concept.
Oh, it's bloody popular.
It's a popular one.
Took social media by storm.
It did. The unlucky mug.
The unlucky mug.
Yeah, if you're finished,
finish where?
101.
101st.
101st.
101.
Or if you came 101st, right?
Yeah.
You have just missed out on a hat.
Yeah.
Devastating.
Sucks.
However,
you're a winner.
You win. So I'm going to call it better than a hat.
I think it is.
Think about it. There's 100 hats.
Yes.
1, maybe 2 mugs. Can't remember what I promised.
1 car, probably just ahead.
Just ahead of
1 mug.
Exactly.
Then a hat.
So
who's the unlucky
in
mug?
100th place was Grant with the breast with 48,620 points.
Yeah.
10 points behind in 101st, Calvin.
Yep.
Was Cameron.
Unlucky.
The +6
Or is he?
cents.
Come on. He's the luckiest player out there.
Ever.
We're going to see if we can grab Cameron here on the line. We'll see if we can hear from the 101st coach overall. Cameron.
Hello.
Hey.
What a win! He's a winner!
Oh, mate, you've ended up with finishing 101st. How did you feel about, actually, can I tell the little story you sent me in an email first? How did you feel about dropping out of the top 100 since round 11? Have a listen to these numbers. 85th, 23rd overall.
That's car territory.
30th, 57th, 50, 26th.
Back up to 26.
Back in it.
41... 41st, Cow. 38, 69, 47, 75, 88.
Oh, no,
and
don't do it. Don't do it.
He did 101.
Yes!
Mate.
How lucky.
Oh, what happened?
How lucky.
What happened?
Oh, I don't know. It was the last couple of weeks when I went down to 75th and 88th. I was like, oh no, I'm sliding here. I thought I was in a bit of trouble, but I'm glad to get the 101 in the end and be the real winner of the whole time.
Exactly. You're going to have a coffee mug. You'll take that to work, will you, and just show that off around?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll take it everywhere. Yeah. It's hard to come number 1, but it's harder to come 101 because you have to try and beat people, but also lose people.
Exactly.
So it takes a bit of effort.
You're a real winner.
So your team's obviously very good because you were sitting right up the pointy end. When you were up at 26, how were you feeling there? Because you had a few weeks ago within range, and what sort of moves had you sort of made? Were there things that went wrong towards the end for you?
Well, towards the end, I mean, one of my best starting picks was Callum Mills because he just dominated all year. But then, obviously, he was delayed out, and I was lucky enough to have Bianco be a cover for him that time. But then I couldn't trade him out the week after because I just brought in Rowan Marshall. This was like before everyone else got him, and he got like 122. But then he was out too with the COVID, and then I think Dusty was out that week too. So I had to hold Mills for that second donut. Well, I didn't get a donut. I had the cover about a 60 from Bianco again.
A lot of coin though.
And then again, Mills was another laid out like later. So I held him for 3 rookie scores. So that probably cost me in the end, but I couldn't get rid of him. Yeah.
Now the thing is, mate, just talking to you, you strike me as a good coach. Now you've obviously got the mug. That's awesome. But I feel like you'd already have a hat in your collection, wouldn't you?
I'd love to. In 2014, I come 48th before they were doing the hats. So,
well, that might be
even more unlucky.
Calvin's next initiative could be retrospective fantasy hats.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, no, I'm all in for that. But that year I was like 6th in round 18 or something, and then I tried a couple of ones because there was no prizes for top 10 back then, so I was just trying to get to that number 1, but ended up 48.
Well,
so,
up until up until the other day, there were no prizes for 101st either.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks, guys.
No worries, we'll get that sorted for you once we can work out. And
Warnie's got to design it first, mate. I just come up.
Do you have any requests?
Yes.
What would you like to see on your mug?
I don't know. You guys on there, the big 101.
Yeah, I reckon that could be done.
Good.
Yeah. Would you like us to have happy faces or sad faces?
Maybe sad. That'd be
that's
funny.
what I thought. Yeah.
Now, just obviously, like you were listening when we introduced this concept of the 101 mug. When you're sitting at 88 and you hear us rambling about this idea that we thought was better than anything ever, did you think, surely I could be in the mix for that? Or what did you think about the mug? Just laugh it off?
I had a look at the points. I knew I was like about 32 in front of 101st, and then I was like, all right, I'll go back to 102nd. I'm about 35 in front of them, so now I've got a couple of extra points to work with to win a prize. So,
See,
that's cool.
That is gold.
Very cool.
Very cool. Well done, mate, and well done on your season too. To be up that high in the rankings, we all are a long way away from that, so we are very jealous. But we'll look forward to maybe catching up to you when we head to Adelaide next year.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be out there. I'll bring the mug and pour some drinks into that.
Yes, awesome.
You beauty. Thanks, Cameron. Well done. And, have a great off-season.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks again, guys.
Hi, it's Nat Edwards. AFL Daily is a new daily podcast from the AFL. Each morning, Damien Barrett and I will share the biggest stories and the biggest opinions in footy. We'll connect the dots and tell you what the stories mean for your clubs and your favourite players. AFL Daily, your new daily footy habit. Available wherever you listen to podcasts.
In this final episode of the season, boys, we better have a look at the big dogs of the year, or the important things from the season that has gone, and we've got some awards too.
Yeah, well, it's not a season without awards.
That's right.
We love an awards night, and so
definitely.
let's start our awards. The AFL Fantasy Awards for season 2021.
I love it.
That was great.
That was great, Dodge.
Shame we couldn't get old Craig Willis to do that one.
No,
who needs him?
Well
done.
executed.
Yep.
Welcome to the Fantasy Awards for 2021. Let's do this.
Stick with the original, mate.
Yeah.
The first award that we're going to give is the coveted Dane Swan Medal.
God, now, can I just say,
Yes.
did you see Swanee on Twitter?
Up and about.
Yep.
Very proud.
Yes.
It's the greatest achievement of his career, he said.
Yep.
I think that was the quote.
Yeah, it was the quote.
He's got an award named after him. And the Dane Swan Medal goes to basically our season MVP, and it's like the big dog. It is the player that has been massive. Now, over the years, Swanee's won it himself, of course. We've had some... Rocky's
won it.
2014, our mate retiring Rocky in 2014.
Piggy Mitchell's won it.
Tom Mitchell's won it. So the last couple of years, actually. So last year was Lockie Neal after his big season.
Yep.
Jeez, that was a fall from grace. Oh, Brodie Grundy the year before that. Oh. So Tom Mitchell had a back-to-back. Zach Merritt won it in 2016 with his 118 average. So some massive performances there over the years. This year...
There's a lot of guys with their name
that
in the mix.
are a chance. The guys that didn't get it.
We love it in the mix these days.
We
And
do
in the
love it
mix.
in the mix.
Such
Just
a
covers
safety
you.
blanket.
So, the safety blanket. Now, one that I think this has a very good case, Aaron Hall.
Yes.
Aaron Hall.
Yep. Just for defender status, forward
Did he not
status.
play round one? Because early on it was bad.
And he
had
sucked.
vests,
Yeah.
got injured and all that.
Yep.
But since they
Apart
go,
from that.
you're now going to be this bloody little bloke in the
Superhero.
back line that just chips it around, that takes every kick in, that does all of this, he could have been that one. And I'm sure he's the MVP for a lot of teams.
100%.
He was the reason you did better than what you would have done if you didn't have him, of course.
He's won twos. Now, I remember, actually, this brings back my memory. Remember the club, the 10K club, that week?
He was the...
Oh, yes.
It was Hall and a C.
Getting him under, like, 400 was in front of him. There was a 4 at the start of his
So, yeah, he deserves to have his name in the mix, for sure.
Jared Lyons,
Got to be there.
He's been fantastic.
Gun.
Rory Laird.
Yeah.
I think he's actually
massive. Yeah.
the best out of any of these guys here, definitely.
100%. That defender status
helps.
as well. Like, Hall obviously had the DPP, but gosh, Rory Laird, just what a rock. And what he brought at the end of the year to make sure his name stayed in the mix was his ceiling. Remember early on we were like, yeah, we'll just take our boring 110, 115 every week. But then he's gone and pumped out a few massive ones, including in the GF, which was really impressive.
Sure thing.
But I think it's probably not going to be too surprising for people. We've got joint winners this year.
Joint winners?
Joint winners of the Danes Bond medal.
Talk about safety blanket.
Touk Miller and Jack Steele. And it is a safety blanket, but can you split them?
No, I can't split them. That's why we just duelled it.
That's right. So looking at those guys there, amazing seasons. Now, obviously the averages, Touk got Jack just.
Yeah.
Touk did play one less game because he was suspended for that game. So that comes into thinking that you could just give it to the highest averaging player.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't.
Or then you couldn't give it to the highest scoring player or whatever. So those two, but they were by far the best out there. So ended up Touk, $903K. That was equal with Tom Mitchell in the end. But Jack Steele ended up with $951,000 next to his name. So Touk did make the most money out of the duo. So Steele went up $84K and Touk went up $133K. So
they were all
massive
good
numbers
to start with.
Yeah, unreal.
The thing is, too, they both just demonstrated, like in honour of the medal, there were games where you just watch and go, that's snout. That's pig-like behaviour.
Yes.
So you just couldn't have two better winners, I don't think.
I love it.
And it's just, you just look at the numbers and it's nice always to see, what they've done for the season, all that sort of thing. They just went ballistic.
Yeah, and didn't stop. Yes. Overindulging, it's a key word.
The only slight knock on this, because we sort of made this decision a week ago, was that prelim final where you might have Captain Touk, Cow, for an 80.
It would leave a bad taste.
They finished the season well too. 133, 134. Like massive games to finish.
That's why you can't split them, Roy.
Magnificent. And we actually caught up with these guys for the podcast, and they were pretty excited about being here. Touk, welcome to the show, and congratulations on an epic season.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Well, mate, you finished the season averaging more than 120 points, so a massive effort. Last year was your previous best with the equivalent of 100 average, because we did sort of some BCV calculations based on those shortened quarters. What's made this year, your 2021 season, so impressive?
Well, I mean, we definitely had a better year collectively as a team, but I know I probably just found a way to get my hands on it a bit more, and I just continue to bring my tackle pressure, and I think that helps in the fantasy game. So it's been a good year.
G'day there, Touk. This is Calvin, mate. I'm one of the only boys here that actually own you. I was willing to pay about $1 million, so welcome. We've got a connection. Looking at some of your scores here, mate, I'm seeing a 160, a 155, massive scores. Do you ever get in a game and think to yourself, holy hell, I'm having a blinder here?
I reckon sometimes you can get to Q1 or half time and you definitely know. Like there's no one can lie, but you definitely know if you're having a good one, because you'll know if you've only had one touch at half time. So
love it,
100%.
Good on you.
Now, given your unbelievable form and the fantasy, the community is right behind you, I just need to give you a heads up, because it's been so sensational that if this form continues, something pretty special might come your way. So I just need to let you know that if people start oinking at you or calling you a pig or say, keep going, you could become a pig, mate, it's actually the biggest compliment you could get. So don't think you've done something wrong if everyone starts calling you a pig, all right? Because the writing is on the wall. That if you can keep this up, mate, we even have got a heads up from Hugh Greenwood in the showers that he could see a little bit of a tail.
I like that.
Now, what we have loved is that ceiling that you've got. So basically, half your games, you've delivered scores of 130 plus, which is insane sort of numbers. The only players that sort of we have in the past that have been doing that on a consistent basis are guys like Dane Swan, Tom Rockcliffe, those blokes that rack up plenty of the peel. Now, your hunger for the ball is what we love the most, I think, and that's it. Your tackles, is that where you think you've boosted your numbers a fair bit this year?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, tackling something was prided myself on in terms of like the pressure in the contest. But I think that this year I've been lucky enough to get on a few more touches, and I reckon that's definitely boosted the scores a bit. So the tackling's number one for me. So.
Look, Touk, there's been a lot of rumours coming out of Hawthorn about Clarko, so there's a leak there. Now, there's a lot of leaks coming out of the Gold Coast at the moment. We're hearing all sorts of stories about Hugh Greenwood allegedly coaching a fantasy team. Have you heard anything about that?
Oh, I don't know about that. I'd have to do some digging, but I'm also the Fines Commissioner, so I wouldn't mind getting my hands on something like that. There's a bit of dirt there.
Yeah. Do any of the boys take their fantasy nice and seriously? Do you play yourself?
Yeah, I do. I don't want to say the dirty air, but I do.
Good.
Quite a few boys do, I reckon.
So do you get much... do you get much fantasy love from the community? You know, you're walking down the street and... Not oinks yet, but people give you a little wink as they walk past?
Yeah, you get there, especially when you go to any event where there's kids that do fantasy, and they always tell you whether you did well or you did real bad for them in their fantasy that week, or you cost them the win, or you're too expensive, or one of those few things. It's pretty funny. It's good though. It makes a good chat. So.
Love it.
Well, there might be some 40-year-old blokes like us talking to you about that as well at some point, because next year it's going to be huge. You're going to be ridiculous price.
Yeah.
Should we pay the top dollar? It'll be close to $1 million for you next year.
Always back me. I want to back myself in and say,
yes. All right, okay. I've got one for you. Now I'm going to back you in here. Now, last time you played Sydney, I'm looking at it, you scored 142. You've got them this week. What can you score?
I mean, whoever's got me in the team, hopefully I can put up the same score, if not better.
There we go. Better than a 142. I love that because the great pig Tom Rockcliffe, he's one of the pigs. He gets oinked at by his coach. Now, we had him on the podcast probably a few years back now, and he said, "Boys, I'll get you a 180." Anyway, he comes out and does a 184. So that's ridiculous. I'll take anything over 140, mate. That'll be awesome.
All right, that sounds good. I like it.
Okay, thank you very much, Touk, for your time. You are a superstar. We've loved watching you this year. We look forward to watching you into the future. And congratulations on being the Dane Swan, the joint Dane Swan MVP for 2021. I'm sure you feel pretty proud of that achievement. It'll be right up there, and you'll be looking forward to putting that medal in your trophy cabinet.
Yeah, awesome, mate. Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
And now we've got the other member, or the other winner, Calvin, of the... sorry, I'm going to start this again because I bloody forgot what it was called then for a second.
Dane Swan medal.
Yeah, Dane Swan medal.
Right, here we go. Come on, dog. Switch on.
We're professional, aren't we?
Switch on.
And now we've got the other winner or the joint winner of the Dane Swan medal, and that is St Kilda's Jack Steele, who has had an immense season. Jack, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Well, mate, you have had a massive year, and I'm sure you know that yourself because you're just racking up disposals, you're racking up the tackles that we love. What's made 2021 so big for you?
Yeah, I suppose it's probably both of those combined. I've definitely averaged the most disposals I ever have in my career, and I think the same with tackles. So, yeah, I suppose with those two combined and a few other things, I've been able to score really well in terms of AFL fantasy, but ultimately I'm just really trying to get the team over the line, get the 4 points at the end of the day.
Now, Jack, do any of your mates or the teammates as such there get around you and say, well done, big fella, way to get it done this week?
My mates do. None of the teammates. I think maybe Jake Carlisle was the only one who used to have an AFL fantasy team going where he'd have a few of the boys in it, but I don't think he has in recent years. But a lot of my mates from back home always word me up, and they always make sure they pick me. I'm always in their side, so they always put the heat on me to get things done in different weeks and whatnot. So it is funny at the time, but at the same time they're pretty serious about it all and really want me to get the win. So yeah, it's all a bit of fun, but yeah, good.
That's good to hear, Mr. Steele, because it started. I call him Mr. Steele Dog because I own him.
Right? Yes, I don't. Yes, I'm sorry about that.
Sort of respect.
It's been a tough year not owning you. That's why I'm ranked so poorly, Jack.
It's the relationship we have between each other. Mr. Steele, it started way back in the NEFL time, though, didn't it? way back then, you were called a Neefle pig. Are you familiar with what the term pig in fantasy means, or do I need to quickly explain it to you?
You're going to have to explain it.
Right, okay. So basically a pig is someone that just overindulges on points. And when they get to 140, they don't care. They go to 150, 160. And so it's a massive compliment. In our game, we've got a few pigs. We've got Rockcliffe. We've got Tom Mitchell. We've got Dane Swan.
Who the medal is named after.
And Brodie Grundy. So back in the day, you were scoring massive numbers in the Neefle. I'm looking at one game here, and when I Googled this, dog, the headline came up as Jack Steele pulls out monster game in Neefle.
Right.
Okay. I've added up his points. He had over 180. Can you explain to us what goes on in the Neefle?
There's a few big points there.
What goes on?
I don't want to talk disrespectfully about the Neefle, but
no, don't. It's a great comp.
The quality of competition probably wasn't up to scratch, and I don't know. Maybe at the time I shouldn't have been playing the Neefle, but
exactly. That's another conversation, isn't it?
Yeah, we can speak to Leon Cameron about that in another time. But that's right. The Neefle. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a.
I'll save you, Jack. That's okay, mate. That's all right.
I don't know where to go with
No, that's fine.
Calvin said enough bad things about Neefle over the years.
No. I just think that whoever does the stats there is just...
I'd have a few extra fingers sometimes.
At a different level. Okay, so thing is this, Mr. Steele, how would you feel about maybe next year if you were inducted into the pig pen alongside the likes of Rockcliffe and Dane Swan? Would you like to be a fantasy pig one day?
Absolutely. It's a fairly exclusive group by the sounds of it. It'd be quite an honour.
Yeah, right. We'll look into this.
The big thing, let's look at this year. So the massive stuff is we've seen just huge numbers all the way across. Basically, you're averaged over 120 points for the season, so that doesn't happen very often at all in the game. You and Touk Miller are the two top guys in the game, but it's just the consistency of racking up the numbers, but it's the consistency of some of these bigger scores as well. So just with one little stat that I've pulled out here, since round 12, you've averaged 134.
That's what he does,
which is massive, but some big scores in that game against Carlton in round 20 was your biggest, which was 162. First week of fantasy finals for coaches as well, so they'd be pretty happy about that. Can you remember that game and what sort of things made that such a ripping game for fantasy coaches that own you?
I do remember it. I remember we lost the game, so
yeah, that's right.
That sucks.
Which is but I remember just doing everything I could to try and get the team over the line. And I remember coming off, I think, just before the end of the first quarter, and Jaron Geary, who was sitting on the bench, told me that I had 8 or 9 tackles at that point.
I love it. I love this.
I'm okay, so.
Well, Calvin likes to look at a quarter-time score and then times it by 4.
That's exactly right.
It was looking very, very good. But 14 tackles for the game was obviously massive, 36 disposals, and the 5 marks in there. So don't forget about those little cheeky plus 6s, especially this weekend in the grand final. We're very excited about this. So we're up at about what sort of score do you think you might be able to pump out this weekend against Freo in Hobart?
Hopefully a big one for everyone out there that has me in their side. The last time I played there, down at Bloodstone, isn't it?
Yes.
I think I had 18 tackles. So
see, this is what I want to hear, dog.
Conditions this weekend for that. It's massive.
Yeah. So we'll wait and see. And I think it is a very small ground. So yeah, hopefully a few tackles. Wait and see.
I'll put you down for 20. All right. So now, Jack, you come across as the kind of guy that is good at everything. Like, I reckon a lot of people out there...
The man of steel.
Well, to me, he's like just the perfect man. Okay, so I've got some questions here. I want to see if Warnie is actually better than you at something. Okay? So here you go. Jack, your first question is, do you play golf?
Yes, I play golf.
Okay. If you were to play golf, what handicap would you play off?
I currently play off 12.
See? Right, there you go. Dog, you're not better at golf than... Right, okay. Mr. Steele, next question. Do you play guitar?
Yeah, I've got the guitar right here next to me, actually. I was just playing it before you called.
Once again, he's got you again. Okay. Okay. Can you grow a beard?
No. I cannot.
There was something. I knew there'd be something you'd be better at Jack Steele than, dog. Oh.
What's your highest ranking in AFL fantasy?
No, he doesn't do it.
No, he doesn't play.
He's straight. He's business, man. He's business.
No. Jack, you are a legend. So thank you very much for joining us here on the AFL Fantasy Podcast. Well done on your sensational year. Just quickly, should we all be paying top dollar for you next season? Because your price will be right up there. You were nearly knocking on the door of $1 million this year.
Yeah, I don't know. It's up to you guys. If you think I can back it up, I'm certainly going to do my best too. But if you think I will, then feel free to buy me and we'll see how we go.
That's the correct answer.
You are a good man.
Pay up for the man, dog.
That's it. I'm very happy because I've got Jack in my keeper league, and so he has been the shining light, my captain each week. Mate, you are a star. Thanks so much for joining us, and good luck for 2022 when, well, I'll be picking him now. I think I need to. I can't go another season without Jack.
You got to do it, dog.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, guys. Appreciate it.
And our next award goes to, it doesn't go to. Geez, I'm not very good at this. They better not get me up there to the bloody, what's it called? The All-Australian Awards or anything like that.
I've seen people make a meal of those before.
No, the next thing that we're going to look at here is the coveted Michael Barlow medal. So this is our cash cow of the year, like our rookie of the year. And that, of course, has been won by some great players. Last year, Caleb Sarong got that, and how good was he, especially in the grand final as well. Riley O'Brien for that massive year in 2019. Tim Kelly, Nick Newman. So we've been awarding this since 2017.
Where there's some
great names and guys that have become and continue to be fantasy relevant players.
100%.
So that's what it is. Now, I guess the players that we have all considered through here are the guys that
are in the mix.
Make money.
Well, that's it.
That's what the purpose of the cash cow is.
Now, they've put their hand up for some good scores along the way.
He's only cash. He only played 10 games. But Lockie Bramble actually went up the most amount of money out of everyone, $336K in his 10 games.
And he came in at a time where downgrades were getting pretty thin.
We were playing him on
field. Especially ones that were capable.
Yeah.
And he made it to the end on the field.
Honourable mention.
So Bramble, this isn't a surprise for people if they read the fantastic AFL Fantasy Form Watch, because I've been doing votes for it. This is an official award with votes. Oh, didn't you know that, cow? So Bramwell ended up with 14 votes.
Good effort.
Good. So he's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th he came.
Okay, what about Miles Bergman?
He came 5th, cow.
Right, 19 games to average 80 in his last 3.
So he had 15 votes.
So he must have just been getting dropped at really annoying times.
I didn't know that he played 19 games.
19.
So some other players around, Tom Powell, he was a great cash cow early on. He did the job. And that's probably... They almost probably need a bit more weight for what they did early in the season kind of thing. Other names like that. Well, Chad Warner, he was fantastic as well. Made us plenty of cash early. Matt Flynn, it was a roller coaster because he was in and out and all that sort of stuff.
Man,
but
that was tough.
We all started with him. We all had him R2, didn't we, to begin with?
And when he played,
it looked like the right call. It looked like the right call. If only Mummy didn't...
That's right.
Dominate.
Have to be.
So good.
He was so good, yeah. So those guys there. Now... Jeremy Sharp finished 3rd in the medal.
Sharpie come on.
So he was good because he had those big scores. A couple of hundreds where he was better than Touk Miller, wasn't he?
Yeah, I can remember that.
That one.
So he finished with 17 votes, 23 votes after a big 5-vote game in the last round with a 104. Got him up to 23. Errol Golden. Yeah, so he was great. He was another great cash cow. Those Swans boys were fantastic for us. Braden Campbell, even forgetting about him, he didn't poll well, but he made us money early. Those Swans were good to us there.
I'm just looking here at Golden. He ended up well for the year. He averaged 73 for the season.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's very good.
It's very good. But, as I said, no real surprise because everyone's been reading this article. But it is Melbourne Demon James Jordan, is the cash cow of the year. 26 votes he finished on. So he finished with the most points out of any player that started with a price of under 270k or under, which is what we call our rookie price players. So he reached a peak price of 553k. So that's 383 up on his 170k starting price. So that's massive.
I played him really poorly. I got rid of him.
Yeah, you did too.
Right before he really took his game to the next level and got most of his votes.
I'm looking at his start here. He went 80, 105 in his first 2.
That was awesome.
Then a 76, And then this is where you got off him, a 29, a 68, a 63.
Correct.
Okay, you're like, it's time to
Went
get
to
off.
a primo.
Then he goes 91, 95, 110.
In your face, he said, destroy.
Too right he did. Good winner, though, dog.
So,
Great
very
winner.
good winner. So, well done to James Jordan as our Michael Barlow medal
done.
for 2021. And now we're going to look at... Oh, okay, you added this one, the tag dag.
No, this is Roy's work, but
Guilty.
I'm up with it.
Roy.
Look, now, a lot of players, the tag came in and out of vogue throughout the year. And one that sticks to my mind because he's someone that I obviously have a bit of a man crush on, had him from the start. Sam Walsh deservingly copped a hard tag. And he copped it from the best, De Boer.
Yeah.
And he was tagged out of that game. He still battled away, though. Now, that started a bit of a trend that he copped more tags.
Yep.
But he learnt from that first one.
Yep.
And the tag didn't really affect him after that. Probably stopped his bigger ceiling, but he'd still push to 100.
Yep.
So, okay, well done. He lived it, he learned it. Someone who didn't live and learn it, okay? The winner of the tag day... Das Hole Parrot. Seriously, man, you got tagged by a dude in the grand final who couldn't get a game all year.
Yes. I'm with you, Roy.
He had those big games where he got the medal.
Oh, yes.
Well done.
Did he not hear about the
He needed the
bloodbath medal?
The bloodbath medal.
Someone need to hang it over the fence.
Someone didn't tell him.
Seriously. So he wins the tag dag, 64 in the GF, tagged by a dude who, come on, he's never tagged before in his life.
Guess what? Probably never playing again either, Roy.
There you go.
All right, back onto a more serious award. The mid-pricer of the year.
Right.
And this was a bit of a year of the mid-prices. A lot failed for us, of course, as they do every single year. But, well, let's have a look at the ones that were pretty good. So I'll throw out there my bomber boy, Nick Hind.
Yep.
Massive. He was great. It stayed in my side all year. DPP. And that defender forward dual position status was so good
It was
this
good.
year.
Yeah.
So good. Anyone else?
What about Taron Thomas? I'll say his name wrong. Taron Thomas.
Taron Thomas.
So he made the second most money out of everyone behind Bramble.
Yeah, right.
Right? So he averaged 81, but from round 10 onwards, he went at 93.
Yeah.
So he's a nomination for mid-pricer of the year here.
Yes.
Definitely.
And he could next year be mid-pricer of the year because he's still in that bracket.
So, he's this new role.
Yeah,
Is it now
100%.
finally that midfield
Well,
type
why
guy?
won't it be? Moving forward, Noble's been like, this is where we're at. This is how we're getting to the next stage.
Yep.
And he's a massive piece of that puzzle.
So based on his last 7 games, he's 20 points under.
In next year.
Next year.
Has to be.
Something to look at. What about the GOAT?
Oh, man.
Okay.
A tale of two halves.
It is.
Once again.
First half of the season, he was in, well, we've come to that a little bit later, but he was in another award category. But now, if you just took in the back half of the season, you would call him the mid-pricer of the year in the back half of the season.
So from round 11,
Yep.
he averaged 107. Right? Hear that? Now, next year, he is priced at 84.
Yeah. That's because he averaged 60 for the first bloody half.
That's right.
So we lost a lot of coin on him, Roy. And that hurts.
Coin.
He did have that 3-point game.
Yes.
Where he got concussed in Perth.
Wasn't ideal.
That doesn't help in anyone's average, but it was bad around that.
That's the
That forward role. But then he's a midfielder now.
So-
He'll be a midfielder next year.
Do you reckon he'll keep his DPP?
Have to be a good chance, I reckon.
Yeah.
Be interesting.
So
There's going to be a few of
that's
those.
an absolute lock, again.
Yes. All right. And what about... And right. Okay. The mid-pricer of the year... Aaron Hall.
What a popular pick that is too.
Yes.
He had a 4 in front of his name that you could buy him for, and then he's ended up as... Actually, what has he ended up as price-wise?
He changed my
He
year.
must have been...
in terms of enjoyment.
The 5th most expensive player in the comp, $855,000.
This dude wore a vest.
Yeah.
He was a sub, and he wasn't picked one week.
Yep.
It's just an amazing turnaround. He made my year enjoyable. Something fun to watch.
He averaged 109 for the season. You could argue that that's unders next year with the way that he started. He had some very, very low scores right at the start.
You feel like he's good for 120 every week,
100%.
don't you, at the moment, in this
D1,
role?
that ceiling.
Yeah, and he's unders.
That's underpriced.
Yep.
I like it.
Now, okay, I think I hit that button a bit quick on you because we did want to mention Isaac Cumming as well. He ended up averaging 86.
Really good. Really good.
Yeah.
And also,
he was the right pick. Out of all those defenders that we were looking at, there was your Markovs, our bloody
Hayden Young,
and
Fantasia,
the bloke from Geelong that I've erased from my memory.
Jordan Clark.
Look at
just here.
Seriously,
so
that
went
is
there
just
instead.
So far off the mark
story of your season.
Wowee, that is gross.
Our coach of the year,
Calvinator. Can I nominate myself?
No.
Am I in the mix?
No.
Basically, there's coaches that we won't pick.
Yes, there was.
Chris Scott. With his late changes, although he did get a little bit better.
A little bit better.
But he used to sulk. When we got our Thursday night teams back, he was going, we'll make whatever changes we want.
Oh,
when
that's
we want.
right. No, he's definitely a non-winner.
Sloppy, greasy.
Doesn't have him. Also, Leon Cameron with Rolls. Timmy Taranto. Wrecked him in the end of us for us. But also Bevo. You never know what you're getting from those. So those guys aren't getting the coach of the year.
Being Bevoed it's definitely a thing. I'll tell you what, though, it's created some bargains for next year.
Some nominees that you would probably throw in here, I reckon, might be, I'd say Horse, with those kids that he gave us early on.
Yeah,
and he does that every year for us. He's always good
There
for
was
the
a
cash
time where
cows.
he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Wasn't there?
And play Tom Mitchell in the kneeful.
Yes. He's changed
no wonder he
for
racked
the
up
better.
his stats there.
That's right.
And David Noble for his role. This changing of Aaron Hall and Jack Steele as well. We've got to remember Jack Steele was a great pick.
Yeah.
Probably fell away a little bit, but it was 100%. Just like he was a very good pick.
See, this is why Noble deserves this. So Aaron Hall, we had a keeper league draft where we picked hundreds of players.
Yeah.
Aaron Hall was in a position where he was probably not playing AFL again, it appeared, to the point we didn't even pick him in that massive, massive list of names.
And so now Calvin, after finishing bottom of the ladder...
What a gift.
You get pick one next year and you're going to pick Aaron Hall.
Okay.
Shit, we shouldn't have told him that. He probably wouldn't have done it.
No, good point.
Beauty, mate.
Yeah, but look at that. That's where he was at, and Noble got him there.
But we might have to award this, and I think this is just... A lot of fantasy coaches get very excited when we see this... Ken Hinkley with his team announcements.
Yeah.
He lets us know before the actual teams. And
he does.
While we get our teams on Thursday night now, he was still doing this the day before the first game and stuff like that throughout the season.
To the point he would tell you who the sub is.
Yeah.
That is deserving winner right there.
Agree.
So, Ken Hinkley, we love you and thank you very much.
And he calls the pig.
Pig, yes. Sorry.
Oh, and he calls the pig. He snorts at the pig.
He does.
And
what a
back
legend.
and the professional studio that we've got here. Now we're going to look at the fantasy journo of the year.
Oh, right.
Oh, God, Dog's grabbed the phone.
He's already decided. I was going to nominate you, Roy.
Who have you got?
Yes.
You've had a great year.
I have. Sauce?
Yep.
What about Sauces?
Sauce has been amazing this year. I don't know if any other coaches...
Sauces isn't really a journo. He gives his info
Sauces did a lot of good work early on. Pre-season work.
He dropped off.
He went missing. About that same week.
So, journos that we like.
Yeah.
Some entertain us.
Yeah.
Like Tom Brown with some of the stuff he says.
That's great journalism.
I don't know what he says. I
can't see it either. Did you see what your mate Teague said about him? That was brutal.
That was
Teague has been straight down the line and a real professional performer. And then had a...
No, he went... Did you see that?
No.
Teague went...
bang.
Press conference punch in the face.
On TV?
Yeah.
Although Tommy Brown's opening question to Bevo was very good on Friday night. Oh, if you haven't seen that, you need to find it. I'll find that to you when we have an our Palmer later on.
I look forward to it.
So...
Did you say Palmer later on?
Oh, yes. Mouth watering.
Yep. Other journalists... Footy Rhino has to get a mention.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's very good. He was even in Tokyo and still breaking news.
Credit to that.
But, well, I guess we can't always just give it to the bloke that we think it's going to be. Sometimes we're contractually obliged because he works for afl.com.au. But we've got Mitch Cleary on the line.
G'day, guys.
Hey, Mitch, mate, you have just been awarded the AFL Fantasy Journo of the Year. Congratulations.
Incredible honour, guys. What a way to start your finals week in a Monday. That is an incredible honour. I really appreciate you guys thinking of me in such high esteem.
It was a hot field too.
Yeah, it was, Evan.
Cal said, no, it's not Mitch, it's Tom Brown. But no, we have Mitch just ahead of, though, Footy Rhino, because Ryan Daniels in WA does some very good stuff. Was even, as we mentioned before, he was doing some good stuff even from Tokyo. But, Mitch, you have been our ally.
He's had a good year.
You've had a very good year.
He knows what the people want.
You know what the people want. So, as the Fantasy Journo of the Year, what have you got to say?
Well, I think it's a bit unfair for Ryan, and I do appreciate you guys thinking of me, but Ryan doesn't have a roof to deal with, and I think the big story that probably got me over the line this year was the St Kilda Port Adelaide game, sort of mid to late in the season, when I know fantasy coaches all over the country wanted to know whether the roof at Marvel was going to be open or shut. I was able to deliver that exclusive to you guys, so I can appreciate the honour, and unfortunately Ryan doesn't have a roof to operate with.
Well, that is what got you on there. You've been very good. You were on airport watch for us. I remember early in the season I was a silly Lockie Neal owner and sweating on his calf, but you were out at that airport knowing exactly what was going on there.
Braving restrictions, lockdowns and stuff just to get that scoop as well on Lockie Neal. So happy to be able to provide it for you guys, and keep. How good is Twitter though? The beauty of Twitter and keeping across things and those sorts of information. The other one, I was just recollecting some thoughts on the season in terms of fantasy. The big one at the start of the year was the future of the medical sub. I reckon I was at the press conference when Steve Hocking announced the medical sub. Just put the fantasy cap on to see which way they would go, whether they'd be part of the squad, sit outside, those sorts of things. So I think the medical sub probably caused a few fantasy coaches some source of frustration this year, but we'll get a bit of information on that one.
You asked the hard questions about that, but I reckon you might have been a factor in why it was like the 23rd man, not getting named 5 players on the bench. We were actually named up that they were coming from the emergencies. I reckon Steve Hocking actually listened to you with that, Mitch.
Well, I'm with you. I think next year we need to see something change on that front if they do proceed with the medical sub. It is tough for fantasy coaches to have to try and work through which of the emergency players it's going to be. Maybe we can start a campaign over summer that the new head of footy operations at the AFL, whoever that might be, maybe it's Brad Scott, we get in the ear and try and twist their arm.
Oh, God, if he's ever listened to any of our podcasts, we're no hope. So it's better to come from you, Mitch.
Yeah, I'll leave it to you, mate.
At least we know which way the roof will go if Brad Scott.
Yes, true.
No, that's it. The medical sub, that was an interesting one. That was another little... Geez, we could make an actual resume about the reason why you are the Fantasy Journo of the Year. Some of your tweets, too, were, this guy played in the VFL, so he won't be the medical sub and stuff like that. You just are the man of the people, Mitch, and we do love that. So congratulations and thank you very much for looking after all of us fantasy coaches.
No, thank you guys, and seriously, in all seriousness, thanks to everything you guys do. I'm sure a lot of people, and I know a lot of people hang off what you say every week and follow your tips and your insights really closely. So thanks for everything you've done this year.
Oh, you're a legend.
Cheers,
thanks,
legend.
Mitch. We'll chat to you again soon.
Speak to you soon, guys. Enjoy the finals in Tassie.
We're finals footy.
Looking over our York Park at the moment, and bloody hell, it looks good.
It's a great day.
Exciting. And the final award was something that we've never awarded before because it's never been done before, and it is something that hopefully never happens again, Roy.
No, I want it back.
Cal's Pirate Joke of the Year.
It's got its own award.
It does.
I'm going to win something.
Have its own award.
Oh, dear.
The nominees, were there any?
There's some...
I should have rolled out that one the other night. I could have at least been a runner-up.
Yeah, there's some absolute crackers, though, this year, dog.
There were?
There were.
Look, okay, I'll challenge that. Dog, are you a nominee? You rolled out probably...
What's their favourite letter of the alphabet? That's a good one.
That's not even... one.
No, the highlight of the year, and this gets brought up a fair bit, was when this happened early on in the season.
And I don't understand why I have to do it each week. They don't make sense.
It's a funny little way to finish your segment, Cal.
Well, I'll show you exactly how much they don't make sense.
Okay.
How do you save a pirate from dying? Kapar! Doesn't make sense.
That actually makes sense.
Kapar!
Kapar.
Have you got that in our notes?
Kapar. Yep. CPR. CPR. You imbecile. You are. CPR.
Oh, my God, you didn't do that, did you?
Oh, my God. Okay.
That needs to be on a T-shirt, a fantasy T-shirt. Kapar!
Oh, I don't know what to say.
No, well done, mate. You've really entertained us throughout the year with your jokes.
Yep.
And your scary mummy references.
Yep, scarymummy.com.
Yeah.
Where you find all your greatest jokes.
Yeah, good on you.
Very good. Well, boys, I think we've had enough here for
it's been
this podcast for this year.
Yep.
We might have some other little things. We'll see how we go. But
sport with such happiness but such sadness at the same time.
We've got finals ahead. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to our games here in Tassie.
Yep.
It is bloody exciting and cannot wait for the Bombers to be playing here to break that drought.
Yeah. Now, Doug, that's another thing I was thinking about.
What?
Voting for the... We're going to...
Oh, yeah. So there's some podcast awards coming out.
Yes.
So we're not sure exactly when all that gets launched.
No.
When it is, we'll have that on our
But if
social
you've
media.
listened to this point in the season, round 23, post round 23...
The Mad Monday episode.
And you've made it to the end of this rabble of a roundup episode, you're voting for us.
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
We appreciate everyone who has tuned in throughout the season. It's been a massive year for us. We started back in December, really. Game opened. Remember the game opened before Christmas?
Oh, I did too.
I think that could happen again this
Oh,
year.
cow.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, we'll be very excited about that. Stay tuned for any news around that. But opportunity to thank everyone who listens, because that's why we do it, because people love it, and people that send us nice messages about listening. If you've left a review on Apple Podcasts, big thank you for that. You can still do that now. If you left one before, you can do an update one if you want, and say thanks for the 2021 season.
You see a lot of regulars thanking you on social media and stuff like that, but I noticed a lot of little pictures that I'd never seen before. Yep. So these people, they are actually listening every week, and thank you for saying thank you.
Exactly.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, big thanks to everyone that's helped out, everyone at Telstra MJ, he's our man there, and Chris, they are looking after us, getting all that happening and making this game as good as it can be for everyone. Then our legends at AFL Media, Satsu is our sub-editor that tries to make us make sense when we're writing stuff.
That is the biggest job in football.
Yeah, he's got very a big good. Job. He nearly got a hat again. He's actually got a hat already and nearly got another one.
He should be sitting in my seat.
He nearly got the unlucky mug.
Wouldn't that have been good?
He should be taking our spots there. But all the team at AFL Media do all their things for us, including Torms, who's finishing up. So he's been very good for us as well. And I don't know, we'll forget everyone, but all the guests we've had on the year, all the legendary coaches.
Players that get into
it.
Yeah,
Rocky,
legends.
we had him last week. The players we've had on today's show, huge. And yeah, we've had a lot throughout the year. You don't want to single people out, but all those top coaches in the early preseason podcasts were great, like awesome. Trent, Selby, Craig, all the coaches all the way along there. Harmy jumped in for the episode. He was brilliant, but yes, forgetting everyone there. Probably should have written all these ones down. Statesman, he'll like a call out because he's very good at what he does.
He is.
And anyway, everyone who tunes in, who's a part of the community, it is a massive thing, and we cannot wait to do it all again next year. It'll be happening.
Oh, Cow challenges that.
Right, no, we need a break. We do need a break because it has been a long season.
Finals footy, though.
Finals is
come
here.
Come on.
Our phones, we won't have to look at fantasy scores throughout the finals.
I'll still do it.
Same. Old habits die hard. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you whenever that will be. Gotcha.
You've been listening to the official AFL Fantasy Podcast, thanks to Sportsbet. For more expert advice from the traders, head to afl.com.au/fantasy.